go. This is a meeting of Helping Parents Heal with Lisa Wilcoxson, and I'm going to turn it over to Irene Vuvalides to read the mission statement. Go ahead.
Okay. Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting bereaved parents. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. Helping Parents Heal goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non-dogmatic way. HPH affiliate groups welcome everyone regardless of religious or non-religious background and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at all HPH meetings is voluntary. All discussions that take place at affiliate-led meetings are confidential. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Zoom meetings run by HPH leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of Helping Parents Heal meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with children who have passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal, leaders and members, so we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Thank you. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you. That was perfect, Irene. And it's just slightly different. The mission statement has been slightly modified as we get bigger. So Irene did a beautiful job. I'm going to go ahead and read Lisa's very short bio. Lisa Wilcoxson is a spiritual evidential medium and a psychic and recommended provider of HPH, as well as being a shining light mom, the leader of 2 affiliate groups, and a caring listener. She has presented to many of our affiliate groups throughout the country. Seeing spirit as a teenager, she was told, "You're not ready yet. We will be back." Almost 35 years later, after the passing of both of her children, she found herself blanketed by the dark night of her soul. It was during meditation at grief retreats and in support group meetings, she found not only her children, but realized she was seeing children everywhere. This took her life in an unexpected direction. Now, with an abundance of gratitude for all of the miracles along her path, Lisa's mindful and inspirational guidance and connection through psychic mediumship has helped bereaved parents across the globe. Lisa's passion is helping others realize the bonds of love are unbreakable and our lives are forever intertwined. We are love, and love never dies. Lisa resides in Scottsdale, Arizona with her husband, Rick, who was our photographer for our first conference, and their 2 dogs. And you can learn more about her by visiting her website, www.phoenixmedium.com. I'll put that in the chat box. And without further ado, please join me in welcoming Lisa Wilcoxson. Welcome, beautiful Lisa.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and thank you, Irene. And I would just like to make one correction. I am co-affiliate leader with the beautiful Irene Vuvalides for our new group, Helping Parents Heal, all our children and people whose only child have crossed. And what a great group that is. We had our first meeting in January, so please join us if you fit that profile. And it is my honor to be here tonight as a medium. But I will always be a parent first, always, which is why this group is so near and dear to my heart. And I have to tell you that as Elizabeth was beginning to read for me, our children absolutely appeared. And Elizabeth knows this, and a few of you know this, but my foot has been in a cast for about, not a cast, a boot, for about 5 months now. And as I stand here, I was thinking, gosh, and I literally felt children support me as she was beginning to read and say, we got this. And they're laughing and they're giggling, and it's making me tear up and want to laugh at the same time. And behind her, as I look at her beautiful Mount Everest behind her, I'm seeing their faces pop up behind her as well. And I'm seeing our children show up literally like the Invincibles. I'm seeing them with masks on. I'm seeing them with Superman capes and Batman capes and Wonder Woman outfits. And our children are remarkable. They are all here with us. And I'm so excited to be able to bring messages to you, because I know I sat here myself in the early days of my grief. And Elizabeth knows I tell this story all the time, desperate for a message. I would videotape my feet because I didn't know if we were allowed to record when we were live, having live meetings. And I would hit play on my iPad and set it down at the base of the seat while the mediums would bring messages through. And it wasn't too long after that, I recognized that I was seeing and hearing the children as well. But I do know that is why you're here. You want to hear from your children. But if you could just give me a couple minutes, I'd like to tell you that I always ask them before I present to you, is there something you'd like me to talk about? And I knew they would give me something. And it was last night, it was later in the evening. And boom, there it was. I got an email from a beautiful mom named Rachel Kidder, and she gave me permission to share this with you last night. She told me that she lost her beautiful 2-year-old son in September. She said she read my profile and she was looking me up as a caring listener, and she felt drawn to my story. And she said, is there anything you would tell yourself when you were on the beginning of your spiritual journey to connect with your children or find your path? And I said back to her immediately, you just answered the question I asked all the children, which tells me you are already on your spiritual journey because you heard that. You had the wherewithal. You were drawn to ask me that question because it's just an absolutely perfect question for tonight. And I know that's the one I need to answer. And for those of you that are new and those of you that I know have been here for a very long time, what I'd like to share with you is I recall a time when Anthony, I had Michael in a wheelchair and Anthony was very little. And we were in a department store, and all of a sudden, Anthony, who was probably 3 years old, disappeared, absolutely disappeared. And it was, it was fun and games to go hide in the clothes racks. And that's where your heart absolutely just leaves your body, because I couldn't leave Michael in his wheelchair and run and search this department store for Anthony. And, he thinks it's fun. He's giggling because he can see me. He knows exactly where he is. And to take this is obviously metaphorical, to take this one step further, let's say his grandfather or his cousin is also in that clothes rack with him. So he's not even scared in that clothes rack. And he knows exactly where he is. And he can see me and he can see Michael. He's not scared at all. But my heart is desperate and panicked and absolutely cannot find him. And I need to leave that area and go find a security guard or anyone who can help me find him. Now, obviously, I'm sure you can all see where I'm going with this. And this is exactly what it's like for them when they leave their bodies. They can see us. They are not panicked. They are not desperate. There is always a loved one there, always to take their hand. And it's us in that desperation in crossing that great abyss. And believe me, it's a great abyss. For some of us, it's greater than others. For me, it was wide. It was wide and it was deep. And yet I also know that I remembered and I knew, and it was a coming together of my heart, my soul, and stepping into what I knew would be my path forward. And as Rachel said, and I think it's hysterical that her last name is Kidder, because that's our kids, really. They're such big kidders. They are happy. They do fun things. I literally see a buffalo in that mountain behind Elizabeth. And Irene and so many of the other parents here, we did a thing where we held up papers for, I don't even remember what we did that for, Elizabeth, but we held up papers for the, what was that?
Let's see, we were doing a drawing, I believe, to try to choose names for drawing of the book. Is that right?
Several people, yeah, it was for the book, and we were doing signs, what signs our children give us. And my son Anthony gives me buffalo. And as I was talking about this, I know one of you signed on from Buffalo, New York, because that is the only person I saw signed up in the chat box. That's what my eye was drawn to. And that's what we need to start to realize, is whatever our eyes, our hearts, our minds are drawn to is what our children are trying to draw us to see, to hear, to feel, to focus on. And even if you're crying, even if you are crying, it's okay. They're still trying to connect to us because they can see us, they can feel us, they can hear us. And I hope, Rachel, that does answer your question. And as I said, I will be contacting you, but I know that that is something our kids wanted us to say. Now, I would also like to say, I know in the beginning, for those of you, I know it can be very isolating. And one thing that helped me early on in my grief was all these people. I had a group of women, and some of them are probably here on this call. And we would get together, just like I know Mabel Chan and Paula do, and talk about Leo and Nick. And they talk about signs from each other's children. And that helps us realize we're not just seeing this for our own children. We can connect to each other's children, and it's real. Anyone who's had a reading with me recently knows that January 1st, they sent the new Ward telescope out, okay, that's supposed to be able to see so much further than the Hubble telescope. So I read a little bit into this, and of course, I'm not an astrophysicist or anything like that, but what it said is that telescope goes into the light, and when it's in the light, it can see everything. It can see back further, thousands, millions, billions of years, and be able to tell everything. Well, that's where our children are, and they can see everything in the light. They can see what's happened in the past. I had a child in a reading say, "Mom, I was able to see the man walk on the moon. I was actually able to be there and see it." Now, of course, this happened in the 60s, but what was even more amazingly evidential than that was she said his name was Neil. And I thought, whoa, that's pretty cool. So our kids are able to do so much more than we can even recognize. They're just truly wonderful, wonderful teachers is what they are as they cross and as they go over. So look around you, look at the people, put your view in gallery and see all the people around you. And when you feel like you're isolated and you're lonely and no one knows what you can feel, recognize and understand that there's anyone out there that you can reach out to, and even send thought signals to. And I promise you, miracles will happen and someone will come to you. My background, the children, I said, what background should I use tonight? They always tell me what background to use. And I was told to use fireflies. And I said, why fireflies? So they brought me to a song by Owl City called Fireflies. And I looked up the lyrics of Owl City's Fireflies. And I thought, man, I just can't believe this. The lyrics are, "You would not believe your eyes if 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep, because they fill the open air and leave teardrops everywhere. You'd think me rude, but I would just stand and stare. I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep, because everything is never as it seems. Now, how amazing is that? It just truly gives me goosebumps. And I know there's someone here that's going to recognize these fireflies. Now, I would really like to begin bringing messages in from our children right now. And as I do, I'd like to give you a little bit of a tutorial, if it be, because you know what, it's not only important to be able to bring messages through, it's really very important to be able to accept messages, because our children know who they are and our children know who their parents are. So when they're giving a message, they know who it's for. They know what they want to say. I know what I'm seeing. I know what I'm hearing. I know what I'm feeling. I know what I'm sensing. And for that reason, I promise you, you don't ever have to make anything fit from any medium, because your person, your loved one in spirit knows exactly who you are and knows exactly who they want to talk to. And so please put in the chat box, Elizabeth and Irene will monitor it. Please put in the chat box if you can understand what I'm bringing forward. And I know that, let's see, I am just so excited. There are so many here. There are really so many here right now. I know that I do have a very, 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 very handsome, one more very, very handsome man here. And I know that he was in his late 20s or early 30s when he transitioned. And I know that he has a bit of a beard and mustache, and I very much feel that he was either, I know that he worked some sort of military. I know he did. I know he practiced. I know he's telling me he was a sharpshooter. I know that he was so good at all this stuff. I know that he would wear a black knit stocking cap. And I know that he's telling me his very handsome face is chiseled on a stone. I know it's literally chiseled on a stone. Okay, and I know one of you will be able to understand this for this very handsome young man. He's also telling me that I know that there is a baby he wants to recognize. I cannot tell if this is his baby or a baby in the family, but he's showing me tossing this baby up. I know there's a baby he wants to acknowledge, a new baby in the family. I am hearing the name Mark. I know the name Mark I'm not sure if this is his name or Mark is associated with him. Do we have anyone yet taking this, Elizabeth? I know this is for someone.
We have Joe who is taking, she's saying yes to everything, but I just want to make sure that she can, she said, that sounds like my son. I just want to, everything but the mark, she said, is something that she
okay, she will.
And did you see Danielle also, Elizabeth, what Danielle wrote?
Oh gosh.
Okay, I know, I want to say, I know I'm seeing you driving my truck. I know someone drives his truck, and I know there's a pillow involved because he's laughing about your stature in his big truck.
Okay, now it could be Joe. I just want to read this too. My son was 31, was a sharpshooter, and was in the military, had a beard and mustache. This is Danielle. So Joe is saying yes to everything though. So
okay, let me continue. Which one of you recognizes the baby? There would be a baby that has been born. Let me see where this baby is. Let me talk to him where this baby is. This is a friend's baby. A friend has had a baby since he has crossed. And I feel like there is a name. There was consideration of his name being this baby's name. His name was added to this baby's name.
Okay, Joe keeps
Okay.
saying yes for the baby. I guess.
Okay. So should I ask Joe to unmute?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Joe, I've asked you to unmute. Can you speak, please?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you turn your camera on, please?
Hold on,
Yeah.
please.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, thank you, Joe. What an honor. What an honor. I have to tell you, your son, wow. I mean, he is like, if there were Marlboro men back there, that's my generation, that
Yeah.
would be him. He is like so good looking. And
Yes, and he knows it.
really an outdoorsman. Loved, absolutely loved the outdoors. I know that he sends you dragonflies, very particularly dragonflies. In fact, he's like planted one right on your forehead right now.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know that he's talking to me about crossing. Oh no, my battery is getting low. I forgot to let me call my assistant. Elizabeth, can you text my assistant and tell him to bring me my battery charger? Can you hear me? You don't have to, just text my assistant.
Irene can. My phone's dead too. It's
Okay.
got all these things going wrong. Irene, can you text?
Okay. Do you have his number?
No, I don't. So can Elizabeth, can you give it to me? Text it to
Here,
me,
I'll put it in the
please?
chat.
Okay.
Okay, someone text my husband and tell him
Yep.
bring my battery
I
charger.
will immediately.
That's so funny. Dear God, please let my battery last so I can finish these messages. He's talking to me about the water. I know water is very, very important as far as okay, I got discombobulated. Hold on one second while I try and get this message very clear. I'm feeling as if, would you understand him living near the water or erecting? He's talking to me about erecting something near the water. That was his dream. He wanted to build something near the water. Where did Joe go? Did I lose Joe? I need my battery charger, please.
Okay, I'm asking Joe to unmute. Somehow she got muted, but Joe, let's see.
Okay, there we go.
Sorry about that. Okay.
Yes, he this is kind of funny, but he made a little place for ducks near the water. He had this friend that was a duck that he made friends with.
Okay, so he built something near the water, a house near the water. He erected it, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that's exact. Okay, that's perfect because he was talking to me about erecting this thing near the water. Okay, thank you. Now, I know that he's wanting to talk to me about a ring that he had. I feel that this was a brotherhood ring. Do you understand this? A ring of brotherhood. And this may not be a physical ring, but a ring of brotherhood. He's talking to me of a ring of brotherhood, very tight knit. Okay.
Yes, I don't think it's a physical ring, but yes.
A ring of brotherhood. This is where the mark would be. Okay, there would be a mark there in this ring of brotherhood. And I am so sorry about this. Okay, I have my charger now. We're good. We're good to go. I had everything set up and forgot the most important part. Okay. He is cracking up at me. He's cracking up at me. He's saying, oh my God, that is something I would never do. You have to always be prepared. And I know this would be him. I know this would be his personality because he's like showing me his knapsack. He's got everything right there. He's got a pocket for everything. He's got like these cargo pants. He's got something in every pocket. He is just awesome. He's talking to me about, I feel there is a memorial fountain or a fountain. It's not a large fountain, but I know it's a body of water, and I know the water comes out of the ground, and I know this is a place that you go to remember him. And I know you would recognize where this is.
Yes, that's his little lake where his duck is.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. I know there's a girl he wants to acknowledge. Okay, this was his girl, and I know he's showing me this. Okay, he's showing me breaking this off. Okay, breaking this off, and I know you understand this. This would have
Yes.
been something he would have broken this off,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants to talk about dad. Okay, he just is giving dad a huge bear hug, and he's grabbing dad's face like this. Okay, would you understand this with dad?
His dad is passed too.
Oh, his dad is passed. Okay. Well, he's grabbing onto dad right here. So that must be what he's showing me, because he's grabbing onto dad. Would dad have had a beard when he crossed? Because
No.
he's showing me right now. Okay, this must be someone else that he's talking about then. There's an older man, and he's grabbing onto he's got a beard, and he didn't normally have a beard. I may perhaps be switching who I'm with now, because if you notice, I was over here and then I went over here. I do know he wants to recognize and acknowledge the number 7. And this would be literally, I feel as if 7 was a number in an address, like I'm seeing 7 on an address sign. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
7 in the address sign where he was. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And like unit 7, apartment 7, unit number 7, something like that.
Was his address of his house.
Okay, thank you. And oh, golly. He's talking to me about his hairbrush. So I know, taking me to his hairbrush, I know you would have a lock of his hair.
Yes, I do have a lock of his hair.
Okay, this is what he's showing me. Okay.
And I brushed his hair when he was in his casket.
Okay, this is what he's absolutely what he's showing me. And he is also talking to me about looking in the mirror. Okay, so I know that he looked like you. He's telling me he looked like you, and I can actually see that now. I can see that because you are very pretty, and he does look like a male version of you. But he is talking to me about looking in the mirror, and I know he's wanting to ask he's like waving a white flag of surrender for something between the two of you. And I will leave that with you. If you would like to contact me privately, I will go further into that. Okay.
Okay. Yes, I will.
With you. So there's a contact form on my website, and just email me. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm going to take a drink.
Thank you.
Thank you. He's just so handsome. Absolutely so handsome.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry that plug just really threw me.
That was wonderful. Goodness gracious.
I have to regain my composure here. We mediums like to be all composed, and we don't like to, oh my God, I forgot my laptop battery. Okay, so I know that I have a young woman here now, and she is, I want to say that she is probably in her late teens, and she is telling me that I know that she's just telling me she was having a good time. She was out enjoying herself with friends. And this is something that she really wants you to remember. She was having a good time, and this is her last memory. And this is very, very important that you know this. She's showing me she was out. I know that she's showing me she was drinking. I know that I feel as if there was some sort of accident that happened, and I know she would not have been the only one that was injured in this accident. And I feel as if one of her friends was she's showing me like blonde and brunette. One was blonde and she was the brunette. She was the brunette and her friend was blonde. And she's also talking to me about, I know they were all dressed up. I feel like they were out. I know that they were out they were just out having such a good time. They were really having such a good time. And let me see what else she can talk to me about. I know that she wants to recognize that you've kept her bedroom door closed, okay, since she's crossed. And she wants to talk to you about that. And I know one of you here is going to recognize her. Do we have anyone yet in the chat box, Elizabeth? Let me see what else she'd like to say. I know she wants to talk about how much she loved cheese, okay? Cheese. She absolutely loved cheese. It was like every time she walked by the refrigerator, she would just grab a piece of cheese. I know that when I say a bubbly young woman, she is just like, I know the light of your life. I know the light of your life because she's just chitty chat about everything. And I know she would draw hearts on everything as well. I know drawing hearts. I'm seeing she would write hearts on paper and leave it everywhere. She would draw hearts on the mirrors. She would draw hearts on the car windows. And she's telling me that she was a little bit younger actually than I said. What did I say? I don't even remember what I said. I think I said 18. And I feel like she's telling me she was closer to 16. And who here would understand this beautiful young girl? Let me see, what else would she like to say? I know she's telling me that they snuck out. She's saying they snuck out. No one, I feel like they were, I know that they were at a friend's house and they went out. Okay, no one is taking this yet. Okay.
No.
Okay, let me see if she can give me something else. Okay, all of a sudden I have jumped now, and I have a younger child coming in, and I know that this younger child is showing me a memory that I'm seeing them in a snowsuit, and I'm seeing them out. I mean, they are just bundled up, head to toe, out making snow angels in a snowsuit. And I know that this child is showing me, I feel though that this person is showing me a memory from when they were a child of them out making snow angels. I feel like this person is telling me they were 9 to 10 years old when they crossed 9 going on 10. I feel like I have a young man here, a young man. He was 9 to 10, but he's saying he was a young man. I know that this young man, I I feel illness with this young man when he crossed. He's telling me he was very brave. And he's telling me he had a team. I know that there was a team that worked with him. And I know that I know that this young man, he's giving me a comb. Okay, so I know that his hair, I feel as if, I really feel like I want to talk about having had a cancer in my head with this young boy, and he had a team that worked with him. And I know one of you here should understand him. Okay, 9 years, 4 months. Permina, do you understand this?
Is also Sylvia taking some of it?
Yes, Sylvia has been taking a bunch of them as well. Krista says her son was a small 12-year-old.
Okay, I know this is a son, Laura.
Okay, so Krista's saying her son was a small 12-year-old. He had a specialized team for cancer treatment, which is like what you were saying. Let's see. So Krista sounds like it might be.
Okay, Krista, may I work with you for a moment?
Sure, I'll ask her to unmute.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Hi, Krista.
Hi.
Hi,
Krista, would you understand your son loving small animals?
Yes. All
Small,
animals, but yes.
small, oh, pardon me? What did you say?
He loved all animals, but yes.
Okay, because he has a small animal right now in his arms. Okay, he has a very small animal, and he's wearing a hat. Okay, and it's one of those hats with ears, like I don't know what you call those hats, but he's wearing a hat, and he has. I feel every time I look at him, it's a different animal. It's a bunny rabbit, and then it's a kitten, and then. Seriously, he loved all animals, okay? And he's also telling me, I'm so glad I don't have to drink that yucky stuff anymore, okay? This is very important. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I don't have to drink that yucky stuff anymore. And he wants you to know, Mom, remember that baby we met? That baby's here with me, okay? So I know that there was a baby that you met. Okay, during this treatment, he's saying, he's showing me this baby, and he's saying that baby is here with me. That baby is here with me. And I also know that there were socks that he wore in the hospital during his treatment. And I know that you have these socks. I know that you still have these socks, okay? And I feel as if he's telling me that one of them went missing. Okay, one of these socks may have gone missing because he's showing me there's only one of them, okay? And he's kind of being silly about that. So don't be surprised if you find the other one under the dresser or somewhere unusual.
Okay.
And he is also talking to me about, oh my gosh, he's just adorable. He truly is so adorable. He's telling me, he's showing me like this, and he's saying, I know I was so brave. And yet his body language, he's showing me like he was so tense. Okay. He's giving me like mixed messages here, but he's telling me how he was trying to be so brave. He's telling me, I know you put earphones on him. Okay. Earphones. And he's talking to me about the music, how the music played, and how much that helped him. And this is why he sends you these songs. Okay. I know he sends you these songs, and I know that you also let him use your phone. Okay. He always had your phone. So watch for your phone, because he's going to do things with your phone. He always had it. And he's talking to me about, I know there was something that happened, something fell. He's talking to me about something that fell, and he wants you to know this is how you will know that he knew you were there, because you thought he was sleeping, but something fell on the floor, okay? And he said, I just laid there like this, but I know that fell, okay? So this is his way of telling you, it's like a prelude to, see, I can see and know everything. I see and know everything that happens, okay?
Okay.
Because he's acknowledging, everyone around would have said he was not, you know, he was out of it, but he's acknowledging that that happened, okay? And oh, he's just truly, truly so cute. I don't know if you noticed, but I keep going like this with my hands. And I know this has a meaning for you. I know this has a message for you, okay? The two of you, I don't know what this is that the two of you did, but I know you did something with your hands like this. And with you giggling, I can see you did it. And I know that he wants to talk about I know you say, don't make me laugh, I'm gonna wet my pants. Because he's telling me, I want to make you laugh, okay? I want to make you laugh. He's
That
telling
sounds
me that. I'm sorry, I don't know how many hundreds of people he just said that in front of, but he thinks that's hysterical. And it's so evidential that he just really wants to say that to you because he wants to hear you laugh, because he just wants to hear that joy in your voice again, hear that because he's with you and he hears it. And I know that there was one particular colored pencil. I know what he's showing me, the red check marks. I feel like this is his schoolwork, okay? Like this is his schoolwork. He wants to acknowledge that always had the red check marks on it. Okay, and he's telling me now, he says how smart he is. He now knows how smart he is, okay?
He was very
And yes, and I know that he is going to go on the other side. He is going to go on and he is going to work like Carly does on the other side. He's telling me this right now. In fact, he's totally bringing me to Irene. He is going to do this like Carly does on the other side with this support and with the people here. And now, was he a twin? Because he's showing me another boy just like him.
He has a younger brother who looks very much
like him.
Yeah.
Just like him. Okay, he wants to acknowledge that. He wants to acknowledge his brother. And he said he's so glad you gave him all his stuff. Okay, he's really glad you gave him all his stuff. Oh my gosh, he is just so, he's giving me like you know how if you would graduate, you would put on an honors robe. So I know this is something that you must have going on in your thoughts. He didn't get to graduate because he's telling me I graduated with honors, okay? He's putting an honors robe on, okay? And I just want you to know he is with you. He's telling me he's like very quiet now with you, okay? Very quiet, very calm at your side, and still messing with your phone. So just know that. Just know that's him. Thank you so much for allowing me to bring his messages through, because he is a beautiful, beautiful young man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Gosh, that time went so fast. I'm sorry. I wish I had more time, Elizabeth. Do I? How much time do I have?
You have 15 more minutes.
Oh, good. I forgot I logged on early. Wonderful.
That was amazing.
Okay. I know there is someone here who has a daughter that they called their flower child. And she literally was like a time warp child where she could have lived in the 60s, like a hippie. She was like a 60s flower child. She was out of her time and dimension. She loved that whole genre, that whole everything about it. I know that she ate vegan. I know that she, in fact, I want to say she ate, all she would eat was like grasses and things like that. I know that she, okay, let me see here. I know that she's telling me she listened to Janis Joplin. She is just really, really something. I feel as if she was perhaps a little bit older. I want to say in her 40s. I don't know why she's talking about her 40s, being in her 40s, or she may perhaps be in her 40s now. But it's odd.
Oh, yeah, I think we have it, Lisa.
Oh, we have it? Perfect.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay. Okay.
So,
Well, let's
Irene,
go.
can you find her?
Yes. I think, Linda, are you there? There she
Yes.
is.
I'm here.
Can you,
That-
let's see.
That could very well be my daughter.
You're good. Well,
Hi, Linda. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. That's funny because I recognized, I mean, not recognized, but I was kind of drawn to you for a second as soon as you logged on. It was almost as if my soul said, that's my mom. That's really very, very cool. So she's talking to me about, I know she wants to talk about dance. Okay, would you understand dance around her? Actually, she's talking to me about dance around you. Dance around you. She's wanting to put, like, I'm going to tell you what she's showing me. She's showing me you with like capris on and a tutu on. And this is what she's showing me. Okay, so let me see where she's going with this. The two of you had, what she's telling me is the two of you had slightly different personalities, shall we say. You were slightly different. She's telling me you were like the fairy princess going around the house in the little tutu. Everything's happy, 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 happy. And and this is just her personality, because she's like, hi mom, it's me. And you know this is her, because this is how she would describe you. This is
Yes,
exactly
she would.
this is exactly how she would describe you. Thank you. And she's talking to me about how she, on the other hand, she would live in a commune, and her dream would be literally to be out with she's showing me like a tractor. If she had a tractor, she would be happy. She's got like, I mean, like a riding tractor with a big wheel around, and just to be mowing her own, like growing alfalfa. And she was very smart though. Very, very, very smart. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I feel as if did she have her PhD, or she was working towards her PhD?
It was a plan, but it wasn't happening.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that truly, truly was her plan. Okay, this PhD. And she's talking to me about the PH took over more than the D. In other words, what she's talking to me about is like the pH. I feel as if she's talking to me about like chemical imbalance. Would you understand that? The pH, the like being off, not making the best choices. Would you understand this?
Mhm.
Not making the best choices is what she's saying. Okay.
Mhm.
And would you understand, okay, I want to be cautious because I know that we are in a public forum here, and this is her. She would just blurt things out, okay? She didn't care who she was around. She was like, she's like me. She would just say anything, anywhere. She didn't care who she's saying it in front of, okay?
True.
Like privacy. So she's like wanting to say things that are semi-private that I'm not going to necessarily say here in front of everybody, but I'll find a way to say them to her or to you so that you know it's her. She's saying that she had some, well, actually she's saying it in a different way to me now. She's saying she had some, she wrote her story here on earth. She could have written her story here on earth a different way. Now that she's looked back on it, okay? She wrote things with a little heavier pencil than she could have used, than she would have used, having looked back on it.
Mhm.
And she's talking to me about, I know she was very close to a sister, okay? Do you understand this? And I don't know that this was necessarily would have been I know this was another woman, okay? And I don't necessarily know that it was a biological sister, but this was a friend that she was very, very close with. In fact, I feel like they were probably roommates maybe at the time of her crossing. Do you understand that?
Oh, no, in college, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Very, very close to this woman. And do you understand the name Sue?
No.
Okay. All right. What else would she like to say? Now she's talking to me about having,
I'm sorry, my battery's going.
oh geez, isn't that
Got
fun?
it.
That's
I
okay.
got it.
Take your time. I'm not
I
going to
got
get
it.
flustered that your battery's going. It's just my battery. She's talking to me about you now, and
Okay.
she'd like to say, Mom. She's saying, Mom, you need to have some fun. You're always walking a tightrope. Okay. She's
Mhm.
showing me, she's saying, throw your day planner out. Okay. Like literally throw your day planner out the window and go and do something fun for yourself. Let me see if I can bring in a little bit more.
I have a totally blank screen here, so I'm listening.
That's okay. That's okay. Great. Would you understand that she is, that doesn't seem right to me. I'm sorry. It seems as if I have someone else trying to step forward here who really wants to be able to say hello before my time is over, but I'm going to tell them that I'll make sure they get time. She's talking to me about you having moved. I know that you've moved since she crossed. Have you moved?
No, but we
Showing-
are in the process of selling her home.
Oh, okay, it's her home. And I know big trees. She's talking to me about there were big trees, huge trees. Do you understand this? The big trees?
If it's her place, yes. She had a
Okay,
big
okay,
weeping willow right outside.
okay. And you made this decision in like August, September was when you made the decision to do this? She's talking to me about the fall.
Well, it's been close to a year.
Okay, something happened in August or September.
Well, she passed in September.
Oh, okay, okay, thank you, thank you. And I know she wants to acknowledge something in the clouds, particularly in the clouds specifically that she did for you, okay? And I feel like this was like a combination heart angel, okay, in the clouds, something
Mhm.
like that, okay? To me, it looks like an angel, but she's calling it a heart. So I'm going to morph that together, a heart angel.
Okay.
But
I've
know
seen.
that's her big deal for you, is the clouds. She loves that. And she's saying, because you know this would be me, my head was in the clouds. My head was always in the clouds. And I also know she wants to acknowledge, I know that you have a piece of jewelry. I feel that this is a piece of jewelry you got. Okay, you got to acknowledge her. I don't feel like this was necessarily her. Oh, you're holding it? Okay.
Holding it.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful that she could come through so clearly for you. She's just so full of love. She's so full of love. Gosh, thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
see, you got to keep your battery too. The kids keep us charged up.
Well, I can't see anything, but I can hear you.
Oh, wonderful. Well, that's even better. So you can have a vision of her, not a vision of me. Okay.
Mhm.
And she's so funny, that hippies person in her, she's telling me to tell you to get solar. Okay. Get solar.
Because she knows it won't happen.
Well, that would be what she would want.
Yeah.
She's delightful. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much for letting me bring her through.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth and Irene. Thank you, everyone who let me bring messages through.
See anything?
Well, I want to make sure that everybody that you brought messages through for, including Linda, know that we always love to be able to have write-ups about these validations with a picture of your children for the newsletter, because it helps all of the parents to be able to see those. I just love being able, and we include the recording of the event as well with the newsletter article. So it would be wonderful if you'd like to do so. Just send it to elizabeth@helpingparentsheal.org. I'll put that in the chat box. Do you have some parting words of wisdom for us, Lisa? That was beautiful.
I saw somebody really quickly did ask about the other child. They're all coming together, and here's the message. If I had to live my life again, I'd make the same mistakes, only sooner, so that I could continue on and learn and experience and do and be and love. And that's the message they want to leave with all of us, is that their time here in their body with us was absolutely magnificent, and their time outside of their body with us is literally divine. And they can see us, they're with us, know they love us, know they're with you. And it's real. It's not make-believe just to make us feel better. Thank you all so much.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lisa.
It is beautiful. Thank you so much. And you're right. They are still right here, and they share in every moment with us. And I loved the explanation that you gave, that he was playing hide and seek, and that the mom was desperate because she didn't know where he was, but he was completely fine, which is the way that they are. They are so happy and so healthy, and they're all having fun together. So thank you for this evening. This has been wonderful. And thank you all for being here. We're going to have a much earlier meeting on Thursday. Tomorrow's the Helping Fathers Heal. Thursday, we're going to have Dr. Pim Van Lommel, who's going to be coming from Europe. Mark Ireland is going to be interviewing him. That's going to be at 3 Eastern Standard Time. So please make sure that you watch the information that we'll be posting about that. He is a specialist on the afterlife, and he's also a scientist. So it's going to be very interesting, and we look forward to seeing you there. And thanks so much, everyone.
Yes, please unmute yourselves and say goodnight, and thank you to Lisa.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That was great.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you.